How are you guys? Welcome to HD Coins World, the ultimate destination for rare coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. I'm your host Noah and I'm excited to share with you the fascinating world of old and rare coins worth millions. Let's start. 1966 Rare Penny. If you're someone who's passionate about numismatics or simply curious about the fascinating world of rare coins, then you're in for a real treat today. In this video, we're diving deep into the story of one specific coin from the United States that could potentially be worth a fortune, the 1966 US 1-cent coin. And now, you might be thinking, a penny from 1966? Surely that's not worth much, right? Well, think again. There's a lot more to this seemingly ordinary penny than meets the eye. This coin holds a special place in numismatic history, and for those who are lucky enough to find one in pristine condition, it could lead to a substantial windfall. Let's rewind a bit to 1966. The United States, like many countries at the time, was undergoing several social and political shifts. The Vietnam War was ongoing, the civil rights movement was in full swing, and the world was seeing significant technological advancements. Yet, amidst all these major events, a small but important change took place in the U.S. Mint. In 1966, the U.S. was still using the familiar copper composition for its 1-cent coin. But there was a rare, one-off production issue that led to some very special 1966 pennies, an error that many collectors dream about. These pennies are what we call double die errors. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck multiple times, causing a doubling effect on the lettering or numbers. In the case of the 1966 penny, the Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions were struck twice, causing a distinct doubling that gives the coin a unique look. It's not something you'll easily see in your everyday pocket change, and it's a feature that greatly increases the coin's value. So, what makes this particular 1966 penny so valuable? Well, a combination of factors. First, the rarity. Only a small number of 1966 pennies were struck with the double die error. They were never meant to exist, and that makes them highly sought after by serious collectors. Second, condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. A penny that was well preserved, without too much wear and tear, can fetch a small fortune. And this is where it gets really exciting. While most of us may only come across worn out or heavily circulated pennies from 1966, those rare specimens that have been carefully preserved over time can be worth thousands of dollars, sometimes even more. In fact, the value of a well-preserved 1966 double-die penny has been known to skyrocket in the right conditions. Now, you might be wondering, how do I spot this rare coin? Great question. Here's a quick guide for you. 1. Look closely at the date, examine the 1966 inscription and check for any noticeable doubling. The numbers may appear slightly offset, or you might see a shadow of a second impression point. 2. Inspect the lettering. The most noticeable doubling typically occurs on Liberty and In God We Trust. If these words look like they've been stamped more than once, you might be holding a valuable coin. 3. Check for other signs of wear. Coins that are heavily worn from years of circulation will have a reduced value. A coin in near mint condition will always fetch a higher price. Now, if you're thinking about selling this rare penny, you might want to get it appraised by a professional, because these types of coins are in high demand, and their value can fluctuate based on condition, rarity, and market interest. Coins with the double die error from 1966 have been known to fetch astonishing sums, depending on their grade and certification. And speaking of sums, are you ready for the big reveal? In the world of numismatics, this little penny can make a big impact. A high-quality 1966 double-die penny, especially one with minimal wear and clear doubling, has been known to sell for as much as $62,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $62,000. That's right, a single 1966 penny, one that most people would overlook or simply spend without a second thought, could be worth more than some people make in an entire year. Now, if that doesn't make you want to start looking through your spare change, I don't know what will. So, next time you come across a 1966 penny, remember to take a closer look. It could very well be your ticket to a small fortune. Who knew that something as simple as a penny could hold such value, right? 1967 Rare Penny, coin enthusiasts and collectors alike. If you've ever wondered what makes certain coins so special, you're in for a fascinating journey today. We're diving into the world of rare US coins, and more specifically, a surprising little gem from 1967, the United States 1-cent coin. And now, we all know the penny, the tiny copper coin that often gets overlooked or thrown into jars at the bottom of our drawers. But what if I told you that one seemingly ordinary penny, minted in 1967, could be worth a small fortune today? That's right, there's more to these coins than meets the eye, and one specific 1-cent piece from this era is creating a real buzz in the collector's world. So, what makes the 1967 US penny stand out? To understand the rarity of this particular coin, let's first take a quick look at its history. In 1967, the US Mint was still producing coins using the traditional copper alloy blend, and the design was the same as it had been for many years. The obverse, or front, features the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse shows the iconic shield with E pluribus unum on a ribbon. But here's where things get interesting: not every 1967 penny is valuable. In fact, most of them, even in good condition, are worth only their face value of 1 cent. So, what makes the 1967 penny so special? It all comes down to something that isn't immediately visible to the naked eye: a rare error in the production process. You see, in some cases, certain 1967 pennies were struck with a misalignment or a flaw that makes them highly sought after by collectors. The most notable errors involve a unique doubling or a misstrike, which gives these coins a distinct, almost mysterious appearance. Collectors will often go to great lengths to acquire these rare errors because they're incredibly hard to find. And now, you might be wondering, how much could these rare 1967 pennies be worth? Well, depending on the type of error, the condition of the coin, and the demand from collectors, these special pennies have been known to sell for amounts far beyond what you might expect. Let's put it this way: while most 1967 pennies are worth just a few cents, a particularly rare error coin from this year can fetch an impressive price at auction. In fact, some have been sold for as much as $60,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $60,000 for a single penny. It's incredible, right? A coin that, at first glance, may seem like just another forgotten piece of pocket change could actually hold the key to a small fortune. And it's not just the rarity of the error that makes these coins valuable, it's the condition they're in. Pennies that are in mint condition, showing minimal wear and tear, tend to attract the highest bids. If you happen to come across a 1967 penny that looks a little different, take a closer look. Check for any unusual doubling, misalignments, or any other irregularities that might signal an error. It might just be the lucky find of a lifetime. Of course, even without an error, the value of a 1967 penny is a reminder of how fascinating the world of coin collecting can be. Sometimes, the smallest details, the tiniest imperfections, can turn a seemingly ordinary item into something extraordinary. So, next time you're sorting through your spare change, remember, not all pennies are created equal. The 1967 penny, with its hidden treasures, proves that even the smallest coin can make a big impact. 1971 Rare Penny Coin Collectors and Treasure Hunters, where we uncover some of the most fascinating and unexpected finds in the world of numismatics. Today, we're taking a closer look at a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket, waiting to make you a small fortune. I'm talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1971. Now, most of us are familiar with the penny. It's that copper-colored coin that's been around for over a century and usually gets tossed into the bottom of our purses or jars. But did you know that one specific 1-cent coin from 1971 has become a real collector's item? In fact, it could be worth thousands of dollars, and I'm here to tell you why. Let's rewind for a moment. The 1971 penny, like most pennies of the era, features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front. The reverse, or back, shows the familiar shield with the phrase E pluribus unum and a wheat stalk. It's a design that was in circulation for many years, so at first glance, the 1971 penny doesn't seem all that different from other pennies minted during the same period. But here's the twist: while most 1971 pennies are worth exactly 1 cent, there's a very specific and rare version of this coin that's worth a lot more. We're talking about a particular error in the minting process that makes these pennies incredibly valuable. You see, in 1971, the US Mint was transitioning from one design to another, and with that came some slight inconsistencies in the way certain coins were struck. As a result, a very small number of 1971 pennies were struck with a major error: a double die. A double die is a type of minting error where the die that strikes the coin was misaligned, causing the design to be stamped twice. This results in a blurry, doubled image of President Lincoln, along with the letters and numbers on the coin. It's subtle, but it's unmistakable once you know what you're looking for. These double die 1971 pennies are rare, and because of their uniqueness, they become highly sought after by collectors. The rarity of the double die, combined with the coin's age, has made it an important piece for many in the numismatic community. As you can imagine, when something is rare and in demand, its value skyrockets. Now, you might be asking, how much can these 1971 double die pennies really be worth? Well, I'll tell you. A 1971 penny with a clear double die error can fetch an incredible price at auction. While most 1971 pennies might only be worth a few cents in average condition, a double die penny can sell for as much as $55,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $55,000 for a single penny. So, how can you tell if you found one of these valuable coins? First, take a close look at the date and the inscription Liberty on the obverse side. If you notice any noticeable doubling, where the numbers or letters seem to be slightly off or blurred, you might be holding onto a double die penny. It's not always easy to spot, so it's a good idea to get the coin appraised by a professional if you think you found one. And remember, the condition of the coin matters too. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. Coins that are in mint condition, or at least have minimal wear, tend to bring in the highest bids. If you happen to stumble upon one of these 1971 double die pennies, you might be looking at an unexpected windfall. It's a perfect reminder that not all coins are as ordinary as they seem. The next time you're going through your spare change, keep your eyes peeled. You could be sitting on a hidden treasure worth thousands, just waiting to be discovered. 1975 rare penny. If you're a coin collector, a history buff, or even just someone who loves the thrill of finding hidden treasures, then you're in for a real treat today. We're about to talk about a coin that you might have tucked away in your spare change, one that could be worth a lot more than you think. Today, we're diving into the world of the 1975 United States 1-cent coin, or as most of us know it, the penny. Now, most pennies are hardly worth more than their face value, but what if I told you that some pennies from 1975 are actually worth thousands of dollars? That's right. There's a rare version of the 1975 penny that has become a holy grail for collectors, and it could be sitting in your pocket right now. Let's start by taking a quick look at what the 1975 penny looks like. Like most pennies from the 1970s, it features the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by the famous engraver Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of U.S. history that's been used on pennies since 1959. It's a coin that seems, at first glance, like just another regular penny, but hold on, this is where the story gets interesting. You see, while most 1975 pennies are worth just 1 cent, a very small number of these coins were struck with an extremely rare and valuable error that makes them worth far more. What error am I talking about? It's a very specific, double die error. Essentially, a double die occurs when the coin is struck twice with the same die, but with a slight misalignment between strikes. This causes the design to appear doubled. In the case of the 1975 penny, this doubling can appear on the date and even on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. It's not something you'll see on every penny, and spotting it takes a keen eye. These double die pennies from 1975 are incredibly rare, and they've become highly coveted by coin collectors. The reason they're so valuable isn't just because they're rare, it's because they represent an error in production that was completely unintentional, making them a true numismatic treasure. Collectors love to get their hands on these pieces of history, and if you happen to own one, you could be sitting on a goldmine. So, what exactly is the value of a 1975 double die penny? Well, the price can vary depending on the coin's condition and the severity of the error, but in some cases, these rare pennies have sold for as much as $47,000. Yes, you heard that right, $47,000 for just one single penny. That's more than most people's entire coin collections combined, and it just goes to show how valuable these rare errors can be. But before you start searching your pockets, it's important to know what to look for. The doubling on the 1975 double die penny is often most noticeable around the date and lettering on the obverse. You'll see a clear shift in the alignment of the numbers and text, creating a kind of shadow effect. It's subtle, but once you know what you're looking for, it's easy to spot. Also, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins in mint condition, or those that show minimal wear and tear, can command significantly higher prices. So, if you find a 1975 penny with the double die error and it's in great shape, you could be looking at a substantial payday. Now, you might be wondering, how do I find out if I've got one of these rare coins? Well, the best way is to have the coin professionally appraised by a numismatist or a reputable coin dealer. They can verify whether the coin is authentic and, if it is, help you determine its current market value. Keep in mind, the more rare and well-preserved the coin, the higher the potential for a big sale. So, next time you go through your spare change or find a handful of pennies, take a closer look at those 1975 coins. Who knows? You could have a small fortune hidden right there in your pocket. 1978 Rare Penny Coin Enthusiasts and Treasure Hunters. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to take a closer look at a coin that you may have in your pocket or your coin jar, and it might just be worth a lot more than you think. Yes, I'm talking about the 1978 United States 1-cent coin. Now, most of us know the penny is that small, copper-colored coin that seems to get lost in the shuffle of everyday life. We toss them into jars, put them in our wallets, or even leave them on counters without giving them a second thought. But let me tell you, sometimes, the smallest coins can hold the biggest surprises. The 1978 penny, at first glance, looks like any other. It features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. And on the reverse, we have the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which has graced the back of the penny since 1959. A classic design, right? But hold on, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. What makes the 1978 penny so special, and potentially worth thousands, is the rarity of certain error coins from this year. Specifically, there is a rare and highly valuable double die error that can occur during the minting process. This error happens when the coin's die is struck twice, resulting in a doubled image on the design. For a 1978 penny, this doubling can appear on the words Liberty, the date, and even on the phrase "In God We Trust." The error is subtle, but it's there if you know what to look for. And now, not every 1978 penny has this error, and most are worth only their face value of 1 cent. But if you happen to come across a 1978 penny with a double die, you've stumbled upon something extremely rare and extremely valuable. Coin collectors go wild for these types of errors, and it's no surprise that the price for one of these special pennies can skyrocket at auction. So, just how much can a 1978 double die penny be worth? Well, depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin, these rare finds have been known to sell for as much as $45,000. Yes, you heard me right, $45,000 for just one penny. That's a life-changing amount of money for a coin that you could have picked up for just 1 cent in the past. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if your 1978 penny is one of these rare double die coins? Great question. The most noticeable signs of the double die error are the doubled letters and numbers. Take a close look at the 1978 date, and pay special attention to the Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions. If the letters look slightly blurred or doubled, you might just have a rare error on your hands. It's also important to keep in mind that the condition of the coin matters a great deal. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition are worth significantly more than those that are worn or damaged. So, if you find a 1978 penny with a double die error and it's still in great shape, you could be holding onto something truly valuable. And now, I know what you're thinking, how do I check my pennies for this kind of error? Well, the best approach is to carefully inspect your coins under good lighting and with a magnifying glass if you can. If you think you found one of these rare 1978 double die pennies, the next step is to have it appraised by a professional. An expert can confirm whether it's the real deal and help you determine its market value. So, there you have it, one of the most fascinating coins to look out for in your collection or in your spare change. The 1978 penny might seem ordinary, but if it's one of these rare double die errors, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. And that's it for today's deep dive into the 1978 United States 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed learning about this hidden treasure, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. But before you go, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, so you never miss out on more exciting discoveries from the world of rare coins. You never know what treasure we'll uncover next. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the smallest things are the most valuable. Keep checking your change, and who knows? Your next find could be worth a fortune.